A legacy of contention: Kenya's tumultuous elections. Kenya's political landscape is a vibrant tapestry woven with passion, ambition, and a history of hard-fought elections. Since its independence in 1963, Kenya has witnessed its share of political storms. Elections, often seen as a beacon of democracy, have sometimes ignited tensions and exposed deep-seated divisions. Over the years, the country has grappled with the ghosts of electoral malpractice. Allegations of rigging, voter intimidation, and manipulation have cast shadows on the electoral process. This legacy of mistrust continues to shape the political landscape as Kenya looks toward the future. The specter of the 2007 to 2008 post-election violence, a dark chapter in Kenya's history, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The violence, sparked by disputed election results, left deep scars on the nation's psyche. It underscored the urgency of addressing the root causes of electoral conflict and the need for peaceful transitions of power. The international community watched with bated breath as Kenya teetered on the brink. The specter of violence served as a wake-up call, prompting calls for dialogue and reform. The subsequent elections in 2013 and 2017, while relatively peaceful, were not without controversy. The opposition challenged the results, citing irregularities and demanding accountability. The 2017 presidential election was even annulled by the Supreme Court, a first in Africa, further highlighting the judiciary's role in upholding electoral integrity. The court's decision, though lauded by some as a victory for democracy, deepened political divisions and fueled accusations of bias. The 2022 election was no different, with William Ruto emerging victorious against his main rival, Raila Odinga. The election was a tightly contested affair, with both candidates commanding significant support. Ruto, a self-proclaimed hustler who rose from humble beginnings, campaigned on a platform of economic empowerment and social mobility. He appealed to the aspirations of Kenya's youth and the economically marginalized. Odinga, a seasoned politician and longtime opposition leader, ran on his record of fighting for democracy and social justice. He presented himself as the candidate for change, promising to address corruption and inequality. The election results revealed a nation sharply divided along ethnic and political lines, with Ruto securing victory by a slim margin. Odinga immediately challenged the results, alleging widespread irregularities and voter fraud. He accused the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, responsible for conducting the elections, of bias and manipulation. The IEBC, however, maintained that the elections were free and fair, urging any aggrieved parties to seek legal redress. The dispute landed at the doorstep of the Supreme Court, once again thrust into the role of arbiter in a high-stakes political drama. The court's decision to uphold Ruto's victory was met with mixed reactions. While Ruto's supporters celebrated, Odinga's camp cried foul, accusing the court of bowing to political pressure. The aftermath of the election saw sporadic protests and heightened political tensions. The nation held its breath, hoping for peace and stability. Raila Odinga, a name synonymous with Kenyan politics, is a figure who evokes both admiration and controversy. A scion of Kenya's first vice president, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Raila has inherited his father's mantle as a champion of the opposition. For decades, he has been a thorn in the side of successive governments, relentlessly challenging the status quo and demanding accountability. Odinga's political journey has been marked by resilience, charisma, and a touch of pragmatism. He has been imprisoned, exiled, and faced numerous setbacks in his quest for power. Yet, he has always risen from the ashes, reinventing himself and his political message to remain relevant. Despite his advancing age, rumors abound about a possible sixth run for the presidency in 2027. His supporters, drawn to his message of hope and change, believe that he is the only leader capable of uniting the opposition and bringing about true transformation. His critics, however, question his ability to connect with the younger generation and his willingness to embrace new ideas. Odinga's decision to engage in a power-sharing agreement with former President Mwai Kibaki in 2008 following the post-election violence cemented his image as a pragmatist willing to compromise for the sake of peace. The agreement, which saw him assume the role of prime minister, ushered in a period of relative stability and economic growth. While the political stage has long been dominated by figures like Odinga and Ruto, a new breed of politicians is emerging, bringing fresh perspectives and challenging the old guard. One such figure is Martha Karua, often referred to as the Iron Lady of Kenyan politics. Karua, a former justice minister and presidential candidate, is known for her unwavering principles, sharp intellect, and fiery speeches. She has been a vocal critic of corruption, human rights abuses, and the erosion of democratic values. In a political landscape often characterized by patronage and backroom deals, Karua stands out as a beacon of integrity. Her decision to launch her own political party, focused on transparency, accountability, and gender equality, has sent ripples through the political establishment. Karua's party seeks to disrupt the traditional political binary, offering an alternative to the personality-driven politics that have long defined Kenya. Her message resonates with a growing segment of the population, particularly young people and women, who are disillusioned with the status quo and crave a more inclusive and responsive government. Whether Karua's party can translate this groundswell of support into electoral success remains to be seen. However, her entry into the political arena has undoubtedly shaken things up, injecting a much-needed dose of idealism and principled leadership.